Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Eldos Boxing. We're back again with another pregame, not pregaming. We're building on this boxing. We got the weekend recap. My bad. We got some news and notes for you too. So we're gonna cover the weekend fights, the Zuffa boxing card, the zone card they had on Friday, and then last night, the Matchroom show. So y'all tap in with me. Y'all know how we get down. We're gonna cover the news and notes right after that. And whatever you guys have in the chat, feel free to drop it. Ask your questions. Drop your comments, man. It's much appreciated. And salute to everybody coming through as well. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You know what I'm saying? Just continue to do so. We're gonna keep dropping this boxing news, and y'all know how we get down. All right, let's get into it. So we're gonna go back to Friday night. So I want to cover this one first because I know a lot of people wasn't on this. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was watching the Zuffa card. We wanted to see what was going on with Zuffa. So this one went under the radar. This was like a co-promotional card. A bunch of promoters was a part of this. Robert Garcia has some fighters on there. Top Rank, Pro Box, and Paco presents. So this was Jose Sanchez. He's a good fighter too. He's from Puerto Rico. He was the main event against Ramirez. Here's a look at the card right here. So the main event though was a pretty solid fight. You know what I'm saying? Only lasted like 5 rounds. Sanchez got the stoppage victory over Ramirez. Um, he dropped him in the 4th round. Then he finished him up in the 5th. But he was in control of the fight. You know, Sanchez is a solid fighter. You know, he's from Puerto Rico. He's co-promoted by Golden Boy and Kodo Promotions. So I like him though. He can fight. You know what I'm saying? He can fight. Super bantamweight, 122 pounds. He can give some of these guys some good bump. Um, we had the upset, a mild upset, if you really look at it, but maybe not so much. But he is an up and coming prospect, undefeated guy. He fought the veteran Zach Hovhannissian, who's been around forever, right? And Hovhannissian all worked him, and he just beat him. He was just too strong for him, too experienced, and he beat the undefeated prospect. So Zach Hovhannissian is a good name, and maybe he can get something else, towards the tail end of his career. But I don't know if they missed the ball on that matchmaking, putting that young kid in there with Zach this early. I don't know. They believed in him, but he came up short. So he can come back though. He young enough. Art Barrera Jr. He had a stoppage victory. He's a top ranked fighter. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of young guys. I'm pretty sure a lot of people missed this. This was on the zone. So if you did miss it, go back and tap in with it. See some of these young fighters for sure. My man Hakan in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. I appreciate you coming through. Yes, sir. All right, let's keep it pushing. Zuffa Boxing. So the big debut of Zuffa Boxing happened on Friday. Callum Watts versus Carlos Ocampo. So, everybody was tapped in with this and wanted to see what was going to happen. Hold on. What was going to happen in the debut of Zuffa Boxing. And we hear everything that goes along with it. And we're going to touch on it. You know what I'm saying? I have a different opinion on this. He said Zach Hovhannissian was a very good replacement. Yeah, he's a tough fighter. very tough. That's actually, man, that was a ballsy decision to pick him on late notice. Because Zach, always gonna bring the fight to you. So here's a look at the card. See, this is my thing on this. I don't really overly criticize this card because this is like what we normally see on like pro box, like the level of type of fights. I get that with Dana White and all of them coming into boxing, and their grand plan is to basically take over boxing and kind of make it, just one league or one promotion. I get that part. A lot of people don't like that. But as far as like the card, it's not nothing so crazy that we see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we've been honest. It's basically on the same level what we seen last night. If we being honest, if we looking at it from card to fight, they had prospects last night. That co-main event wasn't a good co-main event. The main event was fire though. So we had some good fights on this card as well. But this is working our way up. Troy Nash, he opened up the show. He got a tough win over Jacob Ramos. Ramos is undefeated. He won't come into the lay down, but Troy Nash was able to get the better of him in a competitive fight though. So that was some good learning from him. Robert Merriweather, he probably looked like the best prospect on this card. He looked real solid. He was hurting that kid every time he touched him. Didn't get the opportunity to finish him, but he performed real well. He was sharp. You know what I'm saying? So he got the win over Correa. Elimano Cardenas versus Marcus Harris, another competitive prospect fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, this type of fight we should have on all cards when you had a guy 7-0 and then another guy 8-0. No, 7-1 and 8-0. Those are young prospects challenging each other early in their career. It was a good fight, back and forth. Marcus Harris had some good counter punching moments. He was doing well, but Cardenas kind of like down the stretch, kind of like, was the aggressor and kind of got the edge. But it was a close fight though. I didn't like. I think that fight had some wide scores. It's only a 6 rounder, but I felt like it was more like a 4 rounds to 2 type of fight, I guess. But Cardenas, he moves on. He's with Robert Garcia. Floyd Diaz, he got a good win over Gutierrez. We haven't seen Floyd in a while. Good boxer, got skills. You know what I'm saying? So that was a tough fight for him too. Like the dude came to fight and he pushed him a little bit, but Diaz got the victory. Omar Trinidad, he ended up stopping Max Anales. He dropped him a couple of times. He dropped him a few, I think 3 or 4 times. He dominated the fight. You know what I'm saying? Trinidad is a good contender. He's a good contender at featherweight. He probably like in the top 10. But that was a good win by him. Hopefully, we'll see where they can get him on Zuffa. He was prior to this, he was with 360 Promotions with Tom Loeffler. So Tom Loeffler and Dana White is basically partners. So good win by Trinidad. The first fight on the main card, Julian Rodriguez versus Kane Sandoval. Man, this is a good fight. This is the best fight on the card. Back and forth action. Julian, he was landing the bigger, harder shots. His work was more flashy. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely the bigger puncher. Kane Sandoval was coming forward. He applied the pressure all night, but he was getting touched up. And Rodriguez, he was in control of the fight. He had some shaky moments when he stayed too long on the ropes and stuff like that. And Kane Sandoval was getting off some good uppercuts, and he was going to the body. So he had some moments, but I thought Hammer Hands was in control. I thought this fight was like a 7 rounds to 3 for Hammer Hands. And he got the decision. So this is second undefeated fighter in a row that he beat back to back. So let's see. I like Hammer Hands is a good. No, he can sell a fight. You know what I'm saying? And he a big puncher. This Kane Sandoval was walking through a lot of shit. Salute to him because he showed a great chin last on Friday. So let's see what they can cook up for Julian Rodriguez. I think he's a good fighter. He's an underrated signing for Zuffa Boxing because they can do something with him. Messier Rodriguez, he got a stoppage win over Deanda. he was in control in this fight too. This fight was kind of like whatever, but he got the win. I think some with my man's eye, some and they stopped it in the corner. He said he had double vision. So you tell the doctor you got double vision or you can't see, it's a wrap. They're gonna stop it. So Misiel Rodriguez, another Robert Garcia trained fighter that was on the card. Main event, Colin Watch and Ocampo. Not really. I won't really so much like entertained by the fight. I felt like Watch didn't take a lot of chances he could have against Ocampo. He was landing some hard shit on him, but he was doing a lot of hopping around and moving and outboxing him and all that good stuff. Ocampo was trying, but he just ain't talented enough to kind of cut the ring off against a guy that was moving and stuff. So Colin Watch won this fight going away, won by decision. He's supposed to be the face of this Zuffa boxing because Dana White basically handpicked him when he was a prospect. So, he fought, he was a co-main for Canelo Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And he was the first main headline for Zuffa boxing. So they still got plans for him. Um, we'll see. I mean, it was a good win. And look, when we look at this perspective, Colin Watch is still considered a prospect. Ocampo is a gatekeeper type of guy. When he step up, he get beat up, he get destroyed, right? So, but he went the distance with Fondor. So basically, beating the Ocampo pretty clear and wide. It's still some good. It's still some good experience you can gain from that. You know what I'm saying? We've been 100, so we'll see. We'll see what's next. They was talking about Calvin Watch versus Misia Rodriguez. Hey, I'm with that. I'm with that. So that's what it was, man. I'm not overly critical of Zuffa boxing because I didn't expect them to come in with a crazy card because they got to get the fighters first. So it is what it is. The production was crazy though. Everybody was talking about the production and how it looked on TV, and they talking about expanding. I like that they have two more fights coming up in the next 3 weeks. They got a card next weekend, next Sunday, February the 1st, with Rayo versus Torres. I'm with that. They got Vocic on the card. Vocic versus Hot Rod. That's a good fight. And then what's the other one? Oh, Bohachuk versus Buteyev. Those three fights is pretty solid though. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty solid. So, and if they're gonna keep a consistent schedule, bro, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. All right, last night, I know we probably won't tap into this, but both of the Chavez brothers got stoppage victories. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Got his guy up out of there in the fourth round, and Omar Chavez stopped his opponent in the second round. So I seen this fight on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I'm rarely over there, but I do check for boxing, and this was over there. So yeah, it was late last night. All right, on to the matchroom card. He said Callum gotta move to the prelims. Shit, maybe the next one. Zuffa boxing undercard was better than matchroom. I thought so too. I thought so too. They didn't even show two of their fights. It wasn't even on TV. I can see Brandon Lee, Andreas Kakarakis. Yeah, Kakarakis for sure because it looked like overtime is out the business of boxing. Brandon Lee, why not? Because this dude, this shit is crazy. He's a Mexican Korean signing to a UK promoter, Queensberry, and we ain't seen nothing Queensberry did for him. Crazy. So I'm with you on that. The man with Pettigrew in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. All right, let's speak on this card right here. We have Matchroom Boxing, Raymond Tyler versus Andy Cruz. The main event was great fight. We're gonna touch on it. We're gonna work our way up. Zaquin Moses had a good performance. He dropped his opponent. He landed a shot on top of the head, and then he was in control, boxing real well, fighting smart, letting his hands go. He wasn't running, but he was using the ring and boxing real well. Good performance. He's gonna be a very he got he you look at him fight now at 6-0, 7-0, you can tell down the line he probably gonna be a world champion. You know what I'm saying? Definitely one of the best fighters in his division. So good win by him. He was facing a tough Argentina fighter who was bringing the smoke. Amari Jones, he beat Jerome Baxter. Good performance by him. It was a good learning fight. He went the distance. He hurt the dude early in the fight, and he kind of rushed it. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get that dude up out of there. But he settled down, used his jab. He was cleaning up with the hook, and he was in control of the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, good learning fight. And if he probably would have settled down, he scored a knockdown too. But if he would have settled down like early in that fight when he had dude hurt, he probably could have had an early night. But he rushed this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So that's something he can learn. He can learn from that in his next fights and stuff like that. Khalil Cole versus Jesse Hart. My man Phyllis Nunez in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. This supposed to have been the fight. This fight was the most hyped up fight and the most promoted fight on the card, with the drama with Cole missing weight by 7.5 pounds and Jesse Hart asking the commission to let the fight go on. The way he fought last night, he should have just got the money and went home, because that Jesse Hart. I don't know, bro. This is me. I have a hard time. Like, I don't just. I know. Cole didn't come to fight to me either. Neither one of these guys really did enough for me. Cole, overweight. He didn't really do nothing the first 3 or 4 rounds. Jesse Hart was basically dominated the first 4 rounds. Basically, he was up 4-0 on my card. Then he just, I don't know what the hell he started doing, holding and shit. Now he did. Cole lost a point for flipping dude over. Look like what happened with Bernard Hopkins and Chad Dawson. That's what it reminded me of when I saw it. So he lost a point, and then Jesse Hart lost a point for holding. Like, then this is why I was saying pre-fight when I broke this fight down. I don't trust Jesse Hart, bro. I stopped trusting Jesse Hart after that second fight with Gilberto Ramirez. Why? Because I felt like he showed lack of ring IQ. How you fight the same exact fight against Zerto in the rematch? The first fight and the second fight looked the damn same. Zerto hurt his shoulder in the first fight, and this dude didn't even jump on him. He didn't have no presence of mind. He just went through the motions. And you gotta know where you at. Zerto was the guy that was the guy that was picked by Tyrant. Now, circle back to last night. I thought he won the fight. I thought Jesse Hart won the fight. I scored the 7 rounds to 3 for Cole, but it didn't look good. That fight didn't look good. He missed out on a lot of opportunities. He was tired. He was tired after the 4th round, and it's just the hype of the fight didn't live up to what the fight looked like in the ring on both parts. But look, he's a veteran. You gotta know where you at, yo. Or how he let those rounds, like basically he won the first 4 rounds, and then the rest of the fight, five on, it was basically an even fight. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't have been an even fight. It should have been a whitewash, 9-1, 8-2. But he let Cole back in the fight. Cole was just coming for. He wouldn't do nothing either. But I will say this was a robbery. Reason why? Because that scorecard they had, bro, that was nasty. What they had, 90. I don't remember that shit. That fight kind of pissed me off, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know what I'm saying? It was ugly to watch. A lot of holding. A lot of these guys ain't really come to fight. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I don't know. It is what it is. This might be the last time for Jesse Hart. We're gonna see him on anybody's big platform. And then Khalil Cole, I think Top Rank not Top Rank, but Matchroom was gonna release him. You know what I'm saying? Eddie said he missed weight 4 times. That's crazy. I don't know. It was a weird fight to me, and it didn't live up to the hype. And both of those guys' fault. To me, both of those guys' fault. So it is what it is. Israel Majimov, he came back last night too. So he coming off of some injuries, having surgery and stuff like that. So Um, you know, I can't go crazy on his performance. I thought he looked okay. He did start getting tired too. Salazar, I know the narrative coming in. He's a smaller fighter, fought at 140 before, and this is a fight that was set up for Majimov to look good in. But Salazar was tough, and he didn't really do a lot of shit that I was thinking that Majimov was in control. A couple of counter punches and shit. He did bust up my man's eye and shit. But I don't think he did enough, definitely to win the fight. Majimov, his same tricky stuff, a lot of upper body movement. He looked, I don't know. I don't know. He do look different. You know what I'm saying? Those two fights he had back to back with Crawford and Ortiz, that shit looked like it took a lot out of him. I'm just being honest. He's still a solid fighter. He's gonna beat this level, but can he beat the level, at 154 that's like that? The boots, Fandora, that performance don't beat Keith Thurman to me. You know what I'm saying? So let's see him go to the drawing board. I think he is a big name. These guys may want to fight him based off that performance. I can see a case where Boots may give him an opportunity if he don't get a big fight, a world title fight, or Virgil Ortiz. But yeah, Majimov won the fight clear. Hopefully he can recover from. There was somebody he had a respiratory issue. Hopefully he can get that squared away because he's a good fighter though. You know what I'm saying? Salazar, he came to fight. I would like to see him come back. He'll probably get another opportunity based on what he did last night too. So yeah, return of Majimov. He said, I was rooting for Hart, but I thought he lost. Man, I thought he won the fight, but shit, the way he fought, man, I ain't with you. Trash ass fight for sure. CJ in the building. What's good with you, bro? Is this the same channel? What we talking about? Talking about my channel? Yeah, this is my same channel if you talking about that. Salute to you, bro. Um, Andrew Gray, what's good? Salute to you. If Cole can't make 175, there's nothing for him at cruiserweight, bro. He's done, bro. I don't think these promoters going. These promoters are not trying to work with that today. He unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? Salazar had a good showing for himself. No, he did good. He did. That's why I want to see him back. I want to see him back. You know what I'm saying? He said there'll been a minute since I caught you live, bro. Okay. Oh yeah, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate you coming through. Salute. Main event. This is a good ass fight. Was a high quality, high skill, high level world title fight. And it proved a lot of people wrong. People thought this fight was gonna be boring. Man, they lied to themselves or they didn't do their research. This is a great fight. I knew it was gonna be pretty solid because Andy Cruz is with Bozy, and Bozy want his fighters to be offensive. Good fight. Tala was on the front foot, pushing Andy back. Andy was fighting well, backing up. You know what I'm saying? His jab was his key punch in the fight. He had some solid defense as well. This is like a real close. Like honestly, this is a close fight. Real close, razor thin fight. A lot of good action, back and forth. One no holding, no grabbing, one no running. Dudes was boxing. One guy was the aggressor, the bigger, stronger guy, and the other guy was a elite counter puncher, defensive guy. Yo, Andy Cruz is ready for this level. You know what I'm saying? It's been questioned about if he's ready for with this having 6 fights, and then you know what I'm saying. But he's ready, and he proved it last night. Man, real good fight. I thought more Tyler won the fight, 7 rounds to 5. It was close. I thought he needed those. I had it even after 10. You know what I'm saying? It was some good back and forth action. And I like how they was answering each other. When one guy do something good, the other guys take the play back and vice versa. I felt like more Tyler started well with the body and kind of faded off. That's why Andy started to get his rhythm and stuff like that. But then he went back to the body, and because he was missing a lot of shots, the head shots, because anyone gonna give you no free shots. And I feel like he probably should have invested more in the body. But Cruz is slippery. Cruz can fight. You know what I'm saying? Salute to him. I was impressed. I always been impressed with him. The only thing I didn't like about him is, what I'm saying, I felt like, that's not what I'm about to say, but whatever. But as far as him in the ring, he can fight. And I feel like bro, he can come back, yo. So just to look at the scorecards, right? I didn't like the scorecard. I didn't like that 118, 110 scorecard. I posted on my community tab. The shit was trash. You know what I'm saying? It was trash. What do you think about that judge, man? He need to get retrained, bro. He need to go back to judging school and get retrained, and then he had to explain. That's what these guys should do. That what the commission do? The commission should do a I guess a hearing or something, and put he has to come to the forefront and explain that card, and they should have the fight. They should put the fight on the big screen and go through each round and say, "Bro, what was you thinking in this round?" No, this go to the rounds that was questionable. Or you can watch the whole fight and then let him explain and let him get retrained. Because if you fuck up at work, what happened? You gotta get retrained, or you fuck around and get fired or something. But they're gonna retrain you. You know what I'm saying? You have to get with the senior person or the lead, and then you have to watch a video. Then whatever, y'all know the work shit, right? So they should do the same thing with this judge. Just do boxing in the building. What's good with you? He said great main event. Yeah, it was a good fight, bro. Real good fight. I picked Cruz, was rooting for him heavy, but I do feel Raymond won fair and square. Very close fight. Yeah, very close fight. Neither guy. This was good for boxing because when you put this is what we like to see when we say we want to see the best fight each other. Really, nobody loses. Well, Cruz lost, but really his stock gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? But it was a real good fight. Very technical. Both of these guys are doing a lot of smart, slick shit. More Tyler footwork was better than what a lot of people expected. Maneuvering in the inside, being crafty. Andy Cruz, I love this jab. You know what I'm saying? I even thought he had a lot of success when he was going forward and exchanging. I thought he was doing well. He landed a nice double right hand in the first round, was real nice, and he kept doing that, a double right hand, because Mortala kind of keep his left arm down, trying to protect himself, but he was getting hit with right hands. Man, it was a good fight, bro, all the way around. It was a good fight, and these guys at lightweight. We have an opportunity to have some great fights at lightweight, depending on if Cruz stay down. They was talking about him going to 130 after this post fight. For as elusive as Cruz was, Redmond was timing him and exiting back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Much more skill. Yeah, that's what it is. He was doing real, real well with that. That's why I was. So my key to this fight was I felt like Mortala's timing and his power was kind of going to slow down Cruz's work rate just a little bit, and then he can get some of those close rounds. And I feel like that happened. You know what I'm saying? But that was a good fight. I would honestly, I wouldn't even be mad if they ran it back. It may not be financially, there right now, but I wouldn't mind saying them run this back sometime down the line. This is a good fight. But let's take a look at these scorecards because this shit was crazy. Bro, now I'm not mad at 116, 112. I could, maybe. But 118, 110. That's two. They gave Andy Cruz round one. That was kind of a quiet round, and they gave him round 8. I thought he won 8 and 9. You know what I'm saying? He did. Those was his best rounds, and that was after the. So salute to Bozy in the corner because he told him, "Bro, yo, this fight close. You down one." That was after the 7th round because they had Cruz Mortala up 4 rounds to 3, and Bozes told him, "Bro, you need to tighten up. You need to win these rounds." And I thought he responded well to that and won. I thought he won 8 and 9. So given all that great work that he did, all that good stuff that he did, they gave him 2 rounds. That's nasty. That's nasty right there. 118, 110 is really disgusting when we just seen a great. Everybody's saying it was a close fight. It was a close fight. 10 rounds to 2 is not a close fight. I don't care what type of math you do. It's not a close fight. 114, 114. I'm not really mad at that. Honestly, shoot, I had a swing round in there that I gave Mortala, and that would have been a even scorecard for me. So it's crazy. I thought the referee did well. Um, you really didn't hear nothing too much from Harvey Dock. When the guys punched low, he said, keep them up. And, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing crazy. Wasn't a lot of holding and a lot of that shit going on. It was just a real good fight, good championship fight. You know what I'm saying? Probably the best fight this month. So when you know what I'm saying, I know we got a long time in the year. We're gonna get some more fights, but real good fight. salute to both guys. And this is what we asking for. So people, you know what I'm saying, that's making these fights, this is what we're asking for as boxing fans. Put the best guys together, and you know what I'm saying, these guys train 8-9 weeks, and this is what we hoped for. So this is what we hoping for next week. That no matter who wins, let's get some good fights. Not that shit that we seen in the co-main event with Jesse Hart and Khalil Cole. Like y'all, bro, that shit was, like I said, Jesse Hart should have took the money and went back to Philly and beat that snowstorm. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to me. 118, 110. That was horrible. Yeah, bro, he should get retrained. He should have to come out and explain that. Now, you know what I'm saying? Because how you missed? It's like he missed the fight. How, like, it's not consistent, bro. That's way off to me. 2 rounds? That's crazy. So yeah, that's what it is. So those was the recap for the fights this weekend. All right, man. We got some breaking news. Quick breaking news. Early in the morning, Adam Azam versus Gustavo Limos is all both guys injured. You know what I'm saying? So this fight was supposed to happen next week, January 31st in the UK. It was an IBL title eliminator. So some weird circumstances behind this. Nair Albright was supposed to be the replacement for Limos. Limos pulled out first. He was supposed to be the replacement for Limos. Already got the ticket, got the plane ticket, on his way to the UK. Meanwhile, Adam Azam, as you guys can see here, he suffered an injury in his last training session. You know what I'm saying? By the time this is crazy, this some shit on a movie. You can't make this up. By the time Albright reached the UK, the fight he get off the plane and they tell him the fight's off because Abazam hurt himself in a training session after learning that he had accepted the fight. When they say boxing is subject to change, this is a prime example y'all can use. Because just like in life, shit can change in a minute, right? This is crazy, man. Hopefully, man, that's just crazy. Hopefully, Albright. Well, first and foremost, Adam Azam and Limos, they're gonna reschedule this fight. It was for the IBF #2 spot. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully those guys recover from their injuries and they good to go. Adam Azam hurt his hand. And then for Nair Albright's part, you know, hopefully this can get him bigger opportunities because he was ready. He did his part. He whatever, he was on weight and he was ready to fight. Hopefully he get compensated, you know, a little change, maybe give him a fight. Something maybe still he can still fight. Maybe bring one of them UK. I don't know the issues, but this hopefully he get compensated. He's good to go, and maybe this can lead to something bigger and better for Nair Albright. You know his name been in the mix with Keyshawn Davis and all this stuff going on with that. So hopefully, you know, salute to him for staying ready, and I just want to see him get a good opportunity. So unfortunate situation, and it's crazy, crazy shit. All right, on to the next one. So this is the order from the WBO. They rescheduled the purse bid for Callum Smith and David Morrell. We're gonna touch on it. This Cruz going to see him again down the line, man. I hope so. They talking about him moving down to 130, but I wouldn't mind seeing him stay at 35. Yeah, Frank Hennessy, they gonna be. I hope so. Yeah, because it sucks for the undercard fighters. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they keep that show on. And Fran, she fighting for like a silver title at 122. So I think she fighting for a silver title. So that's good. Hopefully it stays on. So I thought this fight was done. Callum Smith versus Dave Morrell for the WBO interim title. I think it got messed up when AJ, that situation where he lost his friends. He was supposed to headline a card, we had season card, and I think this is supposed to be a part of that. But when he's not available to fight, then I guess they just gave up on this fight. So they're gonna have a purse bid hearing February the 2nd. So you have Eddie Hearn who represents Callum Smith, and then you have PBC Warriors Boxing represent Morrell. I mean, this is a good fight, man. I still want to see it. It's for the WBO interim title. Um, it's a good fight. Hopefully they make it happen. Let's see. Let's see what who wins the purse bid, or if they make a deal, they don't have to go to purse bid. We'll see. But this fight pretty much long overdue. It should happen. It's a good fight in the light heavyweight division for sure. All right. Oscar Valdez is a free agent. He's been with Top Rank forever. You know what I'm saying? This one is interesting because they've been working together since he came out the amateurs in 2016, I believe, or was it 2012? I can't remember, but they no, I think it was 2012. Wasn't it? Did he come out with Jose Ramirez? I can't remember, but this is alarming to me because for him to leave, it must be something crazy going on at Top Rank, and we already know they don't have a network deal. And hopefully they get one because they do got one of the best stables in boxing, and they got probably the best young talent in boxing, and they know how to build fighters. But yeah, Oscar Valdez is a free agent. He's a faded fighter. You know what I'm saying? He probably can get some big fights with his name. He might have to come in as a B side guy, maybe take opportunities at 135. Or maybe they can get something at 130. But he's faded. He gave a lot to the sport and shit. One thing I don't like about him is when he tested positive against Conceição. But this is interesting. Let's see what he does if he continue his career. I did hear they was working on a rematch with him and Burchett at 135. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But he has a big enough name where he can probably get some opportunities at world titles if he's in the right position. Like, yeah, I think he can get because he's a big name. So guys may want to put him on the resume. So yeah, he's a good fighter though. I like Oscar at 126. 130, I feel like he was a little bit too small. And then he had the PED situation. And he didn't really honestly since the PED situation, he ain't really been the same. You know what I'm saying? He ain't to me. But that's what it is. We'll see what he got left for his career. Lamont Rose Jr., former world champion, 130 pounds. He coming off the back-to-back draws of 2025. Tank Davis, he should have got the win. Pitbull Cruz, that fight could went either way, but he came up short in both. Um, so he broke his hand in that fight. So the news is he just got the cast off. He got a 4 week rehab before he can punch anything, and then he'll be ready to go. So we know Gervonta Davis is champion in recess of the WBA, so the title is vacant. Um, Floyd Schofield is number one. He's going to fight for it. They're trying to determine who he gonna fight. Whether it's Lucas Body, who won a WBA eliminator, he's number two, or number four, Lamont Rose Jr., who should be world champion anyway. If we've been 100, and he kind of got he got a good relationship with the WBA, so he's going. So they're trying to figure out what they gonna do with it. So either way, let's say it's Schofield versus Roach, which is a bigger fight. You know what I'm saying? Um, then the winner has to fight Lucas Body, right? My suggestion is do a 4-man tournament. Do a 4-man tournament. You know what I'm saying? Because it look like Fonseca is not gonna be in that mix. He's above the rankings. So and he's like the WBA gold champion. So do the top four guys because Usumov number three he beat Maxie Hughes in the WBA eliminator. So they should do a box off to me. Do a box off. That way everybody will get an opportunity who won an eliminator or who has some type of right or claim to be to fight for the title. Lamont Roach got a claim to it. Schofield got a claim. Usumov got one. He won an eliminator. And Lucas Body. So put four of those guys in the hat. Pick, you know what I'm saying? Then you can pick the matchup. Let them fight on the same card. Whatever. That's what I would do. That way everybody feel like they got a fair opportunity. Because what's going to happen, whoever wins the vacant title going to have back-to-back mandatories, right? I don't know. It's weird. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. The fight everybody want to see and talk about is Schofield versus Roach, which I think, shoot, it should be a solid fight if it happens. Let's see. Tierra Brown, WBC featherweight champion, looking like she's gonna sign with MVP, which would be a great move for her. I know she was working with Overtime. Look like Overtime is out the business of boxing. So yeah, man. She can fight. She went down to Australia and beat Scott Nicholson. She had a title defense against Gongor later in the year. She needs that type of backing so she can get out there and fight the big fights. I want to see her versus Amanda. If she can't fight Amanda, I like to see her move up to 130 and fight Alicia Baumgartner. Like it's fights for her to have. But I think while the best fight at 126 is Amanda Serrano versus Tierra Brown. I think it should happen. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. But her sign with MVP is cool. They doing great stuff for women's boxing, and hopefully she get the opportunity, and hopefully she can fight Amanda Serrano. That'd be dope. That'd be some good stuff. Dana Thorsland might be the man. Oh, she moving up to 126. I thought she was still gonna campaign at 118. Okay, cool. Jay Gibson. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. So she moving up. That's a good fight too. You know what I'm saying? Dana Thorsland. MVP supposed to be announcing some fights. I know they're working on that UK card, all women's. But let's see what they announce. I know they kind of let a fight slip with the IBF champion at 115. Garcia supposed to be defending her title. It was on the IBF website. So maybe they want to announce it. They got a lot of UK women's fighters that they can do. So I'm looking forward to their announcement. MVP is they're doing good. I like MVP. They've been consistent. They already had one card this year. Where Amanda Serrano was a pretty solid card. So yeah, I'm looking forward to their announcement because they're doing good things in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely for the women, but they also doing well for the young prospects as well. WBC interim featherweight title. Okay, let me get to that. Okay, that's next week. Okay, that's interesting news, but I'm with it. I'm with it. So that's good. That's good because um Tierra Brown will have an opponent and a viable opponent because Dana Thorson, when she's right, she's a top 10, top 5 pound for pound fighter, to be honest. So I'm with that. April the 5th. Yes, sir. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay locked for that all women's UK card. So expect to see Caroline Dubois versus Terry Harper, unification and lightweight. Savannah Marshall should be on there. Chantel Cameron. The undisputed fight at 122 with Ellie Scotney and Flores. We may see. Shoot, they got a lot of fights they can make. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. Let's see. Do you think Cruz is better off at 130? If he can get the fights, yeah. I don't know. I like him at 130, 35. I think Emma Dolan. Yeah, I remember her. Okay, yeah, IBF title fight. Um, I think he's. I don't know, man. 130 is a crazy division, and they got a lot of shit going on. If he can get the winner of Nunes and Navarrete, yeah, you know what I'm saying. If he can fight Ray Ford, yeah, I'm with it. But I actually like 35. I think it's probably bigger fights at 135, and he can come back and fight, get him back in position. You know what I'm saying? Either one is cool. If he can make the weight at 30, I'm cool. But if he stay at 35, I'm cool too because I thought he handled himself real well. He only lost by one round. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Either one for me. All right, the WBC reorder this fight. You got Ricardo Sandoval is the unified champion at 112 WBA WBC. You got interim champion Galal Ufa. They ordered this initially, then they took back the order and will allow both guys to have voluntaries. It was rumor out there that Sandoval was going to unify with WBO champion Anthony Oscar but he got another fight. So the WBC reordered this one. Very interesting fight. I think it's going to be a great fight whenever it happens because their styles just indicates that. Um, I'm kind of concerned about U5 because he took a beating in his last fight against the PED cheat guy, Francisco Rodriguez, and that he took a lot of punishment. And I'm not sure if that's going to linger around. Well, matter of fact, I think it will because that's a lot of punishment. That dude probably beat like 5 fights out of him. Beat his prime up out of him, and I feel like Sandoval is probably the more fresher fighter, and he's been in some tough fights. He's a road warrior. He just went over to Japan and beat Kenshiro. So this gonna be a good fight. If hopefully they can make it. Look, this is a type of fight that probably makes sense. If I'm looking at cards, right? I think this would have made sense if they would have had negotiations together. This probably would have made sense for the Ryan Garcia undercard, Ryan Garcia and Barrios. Um, it makes sense for maybe a Cinco de Mayo card. 'Cause this gonna be a banger right here. So we'll see. Hopefully everybody's good and healthy. I know Sandoval had like a little injury that he had to get taken care of, and Ufai was recovering from his beatdown that he had. He fought gallant, he fought bravely, but he took a lot of punishment. So that was crazy. PGA's big dog in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. See, y'all got a new head coach. Damn, McCarthy, ain't it? I see you. All right, the WBC order this fight right here. At the top, you got Juan Francisco Estrada. He probably a future Hall of Famer against Tenshin Nakasawa. WBC Eliminator, Tacoma Inoue. I think this fight is going to happen in April. I think I forgot the date, but the winner becomes a mandatory for Tacoma Inoue. And anyway, Tacoma just beat Tension for the vacant WBC title, so he's back in position. We know this. This is interesting because Estrada is basically at the end of his career. Good counterpuncher, been around for a long time. Got a lot of experience facing Tension, who's actually is a solid fighter as well, southpaw. So yeah, that's interesting right there. He said, "Old Mike McCarthy." Yeah, terrible choice. I'm pissed about that move, man. I seen that shit yesterday. It was crazy. All right, the WBC. More news. They rescinded their order, or they canceled the purse bid for Hamza Shiraz and Christian and Billy. We know Shiraz has already documented that he has other options. He's going to fight Pacheco for the WBO. Those guys in negotiations. Purse bid should be coming up soon. So that's the route he's going. So Christian and Billy is the WBC interim champion. Not they should elevate him, but they want him to fight for the title, the vacant title. So I like to see him fight. I like to see him fight Lester Martinez in a rematch. I like to see that. You know what I'm saying? That's to me. That's a no brainer to me. That shit was a fun fight last year. Jaime McGee is highly ranked, but he's gonna go the WBA route. Canelo is number one, but he's not fighting till September. And then Billy and his team gonna want him to fight way before then. So yeah, I do the Lester Martinez fight. Long shot, do Charlo fight. Charlo like number 8. Do Luca Planet like they should make a fight for it. Billy. He should be able to fight for the vacant title. At least if he's not gonna get elevated, fight for the vacant title. And he shouldn't have to wait till September. You know what I'm saying? He should be able to fight in the next couple of months. So we'll see. And then we stay tuned for Hamza Shiraz versus Diego Pacheco and their negotiations and stuff like that. That should be coming up soon. This is a fight that's been floating around for May. So Rafael Espinoza, WBO champion versus IBF featherweight champion Andrew Leo. They talking about May for this one. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love this fight. This fight should happen. Now here's a backstory. Andrew Leo was supposed to fight in his hometown February the 21st. against a South African fighter. That fight, he chose not to take that fight. He was gonna fight his mandatory, Rais Salim, at another date. So I was cool with that, but I'm more cool with this one because we ain't had a featherweight unified champion I don't know how long, and this is a great fight. This should be the natural fight to happen. It's a top ranked fight, basically. It shouldn't be really hard to be made. This would be great on a Cinco de Mayo card. I mean, if I'm thinking about it, shoot, Benavidez and Benavidez and Zerto. Look, put this one on there. This would be dope. I'm talking about two fights that probably can be on there. That would be great for the undercard for the pay per view. This one, Espinoza and Leo, great fight. Unification, Mexicans, boom. That's a great fight. Then put Sandoval versus Galal fight on the card. Another great fight. That's gonna guarantee action. Sandoval is with Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? And Golden Boy got Zerto, so they'll probably have some rights to put people on the undercard. So those are two fights I would do. You know what I'm saying? For that card. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? Because when you build a pay per view, the main event is supposed to sell it, but the undercard is really for the hardcore fans. So we want the top fights. You know what I'm saying? And those matchups will be highly respected, and we will appreciate that as boxing fans. And when you put some great matchups on a pay per view, and we gotta pay $80 for a pay per view, we want to get our value for the money, right? So there you go. Those two suggestions for you. Y'all can use it. Y'all can have it too. My man JC in the building. What's good with you, bro? Appreciate you, bro, as always, coming through the building. Salute to you. Yes, sir. All right. Wilder and Shazor. So these guys agreed, quote unquote, to a fight in April the 4th. We've been the only hiccup was Frank Warren blessing off on this fight because he said he got a contract with Shazor. I like this fight. This actually makes more sense than Usyk and Wilder. And this coming from me, a diehard Wilder fan. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was like psyched and happy for him to fight Usyk because one more chance to become a world champion. This make more sense. Two guys that's faded. Shazor is like 41, 42. You know what he's bringing to the table, and then Wilder, the big power and the right hand and stuff. He's faded as well, and I like this fight. This is a more even fight. When you got two old heads fighting, that's kind of that's faded and lost some of their superpowers, end up having a great fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like a 2018, we've been like Wilder will run through Shazor, but now it's pretty much a 50-50 fight, or Shazor may be the favorite. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it. If this is a fight to get Wilder's juices going for Usyk, then let's get it. Now the discrepancy is originally I thought it was going to be a Queensberry show, but it's actually a Misfit Pro. So that's the Solomon brothers and KSI. KSI don't put on this fight, so it's gonna be in the UK, April the 4th. So it look like both contracts are signed. It looked like that Frank Warren is backing off. Not trying to seek no legal issues or to block the fight. So let's go. I'm with that. I think it make more sense. And if anybody that's really a diehard Deontay Wilder fan should agree. You know what I'm saying? Should agree. And Usyk wanted to fight him, and he chose to do "quote unquote" a tune-up. It's not really a tune-up to me because of where they both at in their career, but it's a good fight and a good name to just get yourself back, get that juices back going and flowing. And it's a fight that stylistically he should be able to outbox Shazor and shoot that right hand down the pipe because Shazor, you know how he's coming. If you ain't on the ropes, and giving him opportunity to throw those big haymakers, you got opportunity to outbox him. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm with it. I'll take it. I think it'll be fun too. It's a wild. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that. Losing muscle. I'm with that for sure. Michael James 616. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Yeah, Bomb Squad. Yeah. Let's get it. Wilder versus Chisora probably be a Misfit show in London. April the 4th, man, I'm with it. Let's get it. I like this fight. I like this Wilder Chisora fight. Yeah, I like it. You know what I'm saying? So this what it would do. If Wilder blow out Chisora, stop him, hit him with a big right hand, and sleep him, then people can call for Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Then he can get up there and talk his shit and say he want Usyk, and fans would buy that more than coming off that fight he had against Herdan, where I thought he looked okay though, to be honest, but we still remember the Zane fight and the Parker fight. So yeah, he said good scrap. So okay, JC approved, bro. We good to go. We good. Yes, sir. So let's see, and they can sell the fight too. So we might get an announcement, and you know they're gonna do good at the press conference because when they faced off a couple weeks ago, that shit went viral. So let's get it. All right, Zuffa Boxing back at it again. So we know Jabba Taya, he signed with Zuffa Boxing, and we was like, what the hell gonna happen with his IBF title because they don't do unifications, right? But it look like they're gonna do a unification, and it's crazy. Which I'm cool with it though. Like, look, I'm not holding Zuffa and Dana White accountable for going back on their word because every promoter in boxing go back on their word and this fight should happen. These guys is, Obitaya is the best fighter to me at cruiserweight. Zerto got 2 belts, but I think Obitaya is the guy. You know what I'm saying? He beat the guy, so I feel like he's the guy. He beat Breeders. Noel McCallan just won the WBC title, and I've been putting this out. I've been trying to let people know behind this. I feel like this fight was basically a no-brainer because Badu Jack versus Noel McCallan. That fight got done. Um, Steve Bash, he won the purse bid for that. He beat Don King out. Don King represents McCallan. Steve Bash is a what you call that shit? He's a promote. He basically like a he promote he's a local promoter in Southern California, but he match make cards for Turkey. Like for example, those fights that was on Fight Week and the undercard of Canelo Crawford, that was Steve Bash doing that. You know what I'm saying? So when he won the purse bid, I was like, yo, that's a no brainer. And then Jal Bataya's fight against Sankara, December the 6th, that was on UFC Fight Pass. You know what I'm saying? I was putting the pieces together. Well, I put that on UFC Fight Pass, and Jabataya was a DAZN fighter, matchroom fighter at the time, right? When he working with Eddie, but they put it on UFC Fight Pass. So the writing was on the wall. So look, let's see if they do this unification. Mauricio ain't gonna, if they're gonna do the unification, Mauricio want to be a part of this, and he want to get those sanction fees, and he want his belt to be displayed on the Zuffa boxing program. Like that's you know what I'm saying. So let's see how they maneuver that. Maybe Obitaya just defend his Ring magazine title, and the other titles won't be up for grab. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but this look like the fight that's gonna happen. March the 8th in Zuffa boxing at the Apex, the Meta Apex. So we'll see. I like the fight though. All the politics around it. I don't care about that. I just like the fight. They should fight next. You know. Vidal Riley versus Massinek. Oh, that's a good fight. That's a good fight too. Yeah, that's a good one. European title fight. I don't know. That's a good one. Then they can throw in some of the misfits on the card. They might have a good event. You know what I'm saying? They might have a good event. Because Shazor does well and like the O2. I'm not sure where they're gonna be at, but if it's at the O2, Shazor does well. That's gonna be a nice electric atmosphere while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, let's get it. All right, Dimitri Bivol, Michael Eifert going to purse bid, IBF purse bid. Long overdue mandatory. Michael Eifert been mandatory since March 2023 when he beat John Pascal. Been taking step aside money, and he just a unherited. He's just a IBF mandatory that nobody really know, right? So it never been like no big, push to see him fight. So They go on the purse bid. Honestly, this is a good fight for Bivol coming back after back surgery. And let's see. Ifrit can fight now. Ifrit can fight. This had the purse bid. So this tells me that Turkey is out the game because this seems like a Turkey fight. So Turkey fights don't go the purse bid. That's why he was in the game, right? Because he had enough money to satisfy both sides. So it looked like he out the game. So Eddie, Eddie represents Dimitri Bivol, but Bivol also has a big backing in the in Russia, and then you have who represents SES Promotions in Germany represents Michael Efer. You know what I'm saying? They got a fight coming up with SES March the 7th with a WBO interim title fight with Freeze and Tommy Punch. March the 7th. So maybe they'll try to win the purse bid, bring the fight to Germany. Based on what Capiel just did, maybe they trying to get more events in Germany. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if Efer is a big name in Germany, but I guess if they can sell it with Bivol coming over to Germany, maybe they can have a good crowd like they had against like Capiel had. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the German market for boxing has opened up based on what we've seen on January the 10th because that shit was dope. It was a dope atmosphere for Cabiel. So we'll see. We feel like Eddie should win this purse bid, but the way he be winning purse bids is up and down. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he like, all right, fuck it, go to Germany. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to pay for the fight. I just come there and support like he did with Dawson Smith. And it's a fight Bivol should win if he's on his A game. He should definitely win. So yeah, bro, this is interesting. He said smash the like button. I appreciate you, bro. Salute to you, my man Michael James 616. Smash the like button. Appreciate that, man. Let's grow it. Appreciate it. He said Bivol's back. Yeah. Hopefully he's injury free and he can come back and put on a great performance. Jabataya, we talked about that. Jabataya. Yo, the box any fans or anybody going to the Benavidez and Zerto fight, they having that boxing expo on that weekend or that same day. So the boxing expo is basically it's basically an event where the legends of boxing that like set up a booth and sign autographs and shit like that. They have like amateur fights. They have a ring set up. They have amateur fights there. They have a bunch. It's a big event. And they do it like every Canelo fight and stuff like that. I went to the one when Canelo fought Munguia. It was a lot of people there, a lot of fans signing autographs. A lot of big names was there. Teofimo was there. I said Keyshawn. Riddick Bowe was there. The old school. Like it's a good event for a boxing fan. You just go through, get some merch, get some autographs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So they having that May the 2nd. So it's gonna be big. It's a big weekend of boxing. Know that whenever they do this event, that means they got a big fight coming. So that's dope. All right, Usyk and Zuffa Boxing are in talks. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's gonna happen with this. A lot of stuff been floating around with Usyk fighting on that IVB thing in San Francisco against Wilder in July. I know if Wilder wins against Shazor, he gonna fight Usyk next. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this. I wouldn't rule out Zuffa Boxing honestly because they got the network. You know what I'm saying? But they just in talks. We'll see what comes to that. I know Zuffa trying to get all the top guys. Nice little segue. They try to get Bam. They almost had him, but see, Matchroom got matching right. So if Zuffa offer him X amount of dollars, Matchroom can match it or offer more. So they're like Bam is going to re-sign with Matchroom, which I'm not mad at that either. They helped him get to where he was at. You know what I'm saying? So before nobody wanted to even give Bam an opportunity, and Matchroom gave him an opportunity, and now we got a pound for pound star. So I expect Bam to try to fight in San Antonio. Hopefully he can get the undisputed fight. against Willeballo Garcia. Shit gotta happen with Jason Maloney and all this shit. I feel like, look, Jason Maloney is wild because if Jason Maloney pursue and fight for the fight for the IBF title against Garcia, that is no money in that fight. This is where the business of boxing comes in. It's no money in this fight. Like Andrew Maloney is from Australia. We know who he is, but he don't really got a big profile. He just been on top ranks undercards and stuff like that. And he's not even with Top Rank no more. I don't think he has a promoter. Willeballo Garcia is from Mexico. Nobody really know him. He's with Sean Gibbons. You know what I'm saying? Like Maloney and a Garcia fight, nobody cares except hardcore boxing fans. That fight is not valued. So maybe he'll accept some step aside money, or maybe he'll fight on the undercard and get it in the contract where Bam has to fight me. Don't move up to 118 yet. I would step aside and I would fight on the undercard just to stay busy or whatever, and Bam has to fight me. And that fight, Maloney versus Bam, got a storyline because Maloney fought a trilogy with Bam's brother. He lost it, but he fought a trilogy with Joshua Franco. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would move it. I would do it, and then you'll get way more bread fighting Bam than fighting Willeballo Garcia in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Or on a Manny Pacquiao undercard somewhere. So we'll see. But yeah, Bam is like that. He one of the best fighters in boxing. Him still working with Matchroom is cool. I guess they feeling the heat because Zuffa Boxing is coming. They coming with that shit, and like at least 3 or 4 guys from the RGBA Academy signed with Zuffa. So they talking. They telling Bam, bro, it's nice over here, bro. Come on over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's nice over here. So I'm pretty sure he pondered the thought, but Matchroom they matched it. So we'll see. Hopefully he get a hometown fight in San Antonio. All right, Lewis Crocker and Liam Paro. Here's the news. We know the fight got ordered a couple weeks ago, but Paro's team asked for immediate purse bid. They don't want to negotiate. So that tells me they are eager to get this fight down to Australia. When you expedite the purse bid, you want that fight. You know what I'm saying? Because that happens a lot when the two guys get ordered to fight and they go into negotiations and negotiations stall. So if the other guy like, you know what, bro, we can win the purse bid. So go to the IBF and say, order the immediate purse bid. Negotiations ain't going well, and look, if you've been following this, Liam Parvo's team, No Limit Boxing, the same team that worked with Tim Tszyu down in Australia, they're really pushing for Liam Parvo to get a world title. You know what I'm saying? At his second weight class, they ain't playing around. He fought twice under their banner. The first fight was a welcome to 147 fight. His next fight, a couple of months later, he fought an IBF eliminator. Then he was supposed to fight another eliminator against Donovan. Donovan pulled out. So then they expedited and said, yo, make us the mandatory. Donovan pulled out. We ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I won't be surprised if this be in Australia sometime. Now let's see what Eddie gonna do. Eddie in a tough situation where he may have to overbid just to bring this to Ireland because they're supposed to do a homecoming fight for Lewis Crocker in Ireland sometime in April, maybe the April the 18th or the 25th. So let's see, man. This is interesting. Paro messing around and be a 2-time world champion. Robert Garcia is the best coach in the game, man. He doing this thing. I would say, you have to give it to him because he got a lot. He's quantity and quality. He got a lot of fighters. Like look how he navigate. Like all his fighters won this weekend. Zuffa, he had fighters on Zuffa Boxing. He had guys on the LA card, the Long Beach card. Then he had Raymond Tyler last night. Man, and bro, he's doing this thing, bro. It's hard to say he's not because you know, if he has a lot of fights. So if I think he has some. It's my man Santino Media. He keeps track of Robert Garcia's record, and I think I may be wrong, but it's something like this. Last year, Robert Garcia trained fighters went 78-7. Bro, that's dope. Man, I'll take those 7 losses. If you giving us 80, you did 85 fights, 80 some fights, and you 78-7. That's crazy. That's hard to beat. But I look at it like, okay, Robert Garcia can win the trainer of the year every year. It's like Jordan. Jordan can win MVP every year. Like real talk, he's the best player in his day. It's like that with Robert Garcia. But what happens is, if another trainer have a good year, they're gonna be like, you know what, we'll give it to him this year, just because we've been giving it to Robert. We can give it to Robert every year. We can basically name the award after Robert Garcia, because what they doing out there is great, bro. They putting out great shit. You know what I'm saying? Great fights, great talent, and they got a heavy schedule. You know what I'm saying? They top to bottom, and he meets the criteria for me when I'm talking about who a great trainer. Look, this is my criteria. One, you have to groom a champion from scratch. He got that. Bam. I'm not even talking about Mikey, but he got Bam and Raymond Tyler. Built them from scratch. You know what I'm saying? They've been with him forever. Then be a hired gun. He been a hired gun before, where people hire him just to go in and win a big fight. You know what I'm saying? And then resurrect a career. You know what I'm saying? He did that before with Abner Juarez, and it was somebody else he did it with. Oh, Chico Madonna. So he got those my three qualities. I feel like, look, this for anybody too. If you tapped in with boxing and you know your shit, you can make your own list. You don't have to go to a Ring Magazine list or Box Rec or whatever to determine what's nice, because you know how to break it down. Like for myself, I don't really need them. I know what I see and what I remember, so I can make my own criteria. So I love trainers that have those three criteria: uh, homegrown world champion from scratch, a hired gun, and be able to resurrect a fighter's career. So when trainers have those qualities, I fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he might be the best in the game right now, bro. It's gonna be hard to argue that. It's gonna be hard to argue that. All right, we've been waiting for this one too. Frank Sanchez versus Richard Torres Jr., IBF final eliminator heavyweights. These guys been in negotiations seem like forever. Um, from what I'm hearing, the fight is basically done. What they trying to figure? Well, it's not done. Take that back. They got a purse bid coming up, the 27th. No, yeah, 27th. So Tuesday. What they was trying to do is make this fight for Ryan Garcia versus Barrios undercard. Look like Torres won't be ready for that. He want to fight maybe in March. So maybe they'll do it on the undercard of Fundora versus Thurman. It was supposed to be rescheduled for March 21st. So that'd be a solid undercard fight. Frank Sanchez, Richard Torres. Let's see. They say the fight is going to happen. We just got to wait on the date and when these guys are going to actually fight. So let's get it. Long overdue, because they've been talking about this for the longest time. All right. Troy Williamson and Callum Simpson. They're going to run it back top of May. Have you seen that first fight, December the 20th? It don't call for a rematch to me. Not an immediate rematch. But Simpson has a rematch clause. Boxer has a rematch clause. Do this fight. This now with this fight, the rematch, Williamson lost a big opportunity to fight for the vacant IBF title against Iglesias, because in the new rankings he took Callum Simpson's spot, and he was next in line because Canelo, Munguia, Hamza Shiraz ranked in front of him turned it down, and he was primed to accept it. But as soon as that happened, they executed their rematch clause. So, uh, yeah, Troy Williamson versus Callum Simpson. It's unfortunate, because you'd like to see the guy that rebuild his career get an opportunity at a world title, a vacant world title. But now he gotta go back on, enemy territory and beat Callum Simpson again. So he dominated the first fight. He didn't really have no issues. Let's see if he can do it again. You know what I'm saying? And here's my last one. We had the press conference for Barrios and Ryan Garcia this week. I mean, I already know Ryan. He back in character, doing it, whatever. He mad about Joe Goosen leaving him. I don't even know why he tripping. Joe Goosen ain't really all that. He barely can hear. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he'll be motivated to get some type of revenge on Ryan. I don't know, but I don't know. I felt like Barrios was kind of more assertive. Barrios ain't a big talker, but what I'm saying, I guess he motivated for this fight because I did not like his performance against Manny Pacquiao. He should have been way more assertive and established himself as a younger, stronger man. But he just let Pacquiao just do all night and really beat him, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So now with Ryan Garcia, he have a big opportunity to kind of, I guess, redeem himself, I guess. His last couple performances, fans ain't really messing with Barrios. They think he easy money. And they think Ryan gonna go in there and just land a left hook and go home. I think Barrios can win this fight, like legitly. I think he can win this fight because I don't really see nothing so crazy with Ryan Garcia no more. Like, and the lighter weights, yeah, but as he move up in weight, he fighting guys more his size. Because Barrios is a big guy too. Barrios gonna be in the ring about close to 170 as well. You know what I'm saying? He a big dude. So yeah, we'll see. February 21st. I'm waiting for them to announce the undercard. What we do know, we got 2 world title fights for sure. Gary Antoine Russell versus Andy Hirako. Andy is on his way to the U.S. if he's not already here. So that's a good fight. World title fight, WBA 140. And then another title fight at 140, Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte. So interesting style matchup. That could be a solid fight. Duarte going to make Hitchens fight. Hitchens got Hitchens. I think Hitchens got an opportunity to redeem himself from that style of fighting because he struggled with Lemos. You know what I'm saying? And he got an opportunity with Duarte where he can actually put on a great offensive performance, to be honest. So that was not too bad of a fight. We'll see what else they announce. I'm guessing Mark Masayo versus Michael Magnesi, WBC eliminator. So let's see. They haven't announced the full card, but look, we're under a month, 4 weeks to go. So I'm pretty sure they'll be announcing the rest of the card this week or pretty soon. So that's what it is, man. That's my live for today. Salute to everybody coming through the building. We still waiting for these new rankings to come out, WBC and WBO. So if they come out this week, we definitely gonna touch on them. We got the pregame show. We got big fight weekend coming up. January the 30th, January the 31st. No, February the 1st too. We know the 31st is a stacked day of boxing. Bachman versus Josh Kelly. We get to see Turhan back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm looking forward to those 2 fights. We got Shakur and Teofimo. We got William Skull versus Jacob Bank. Man, we got the 31st is basically gonna be all day boxing. So y'all guys go ahead and set your plans. Get your schedule in order. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of boxing to tap into. So that's what it is. Salute to everybody coming through the building. Thank you for your time, and I'm out.